Hey everybody, it's Jenny, and I am back with you to share how I planned this week in my Happy Planner. I just wanted to take a very quick minute to thank all of you who have been shopping using my affiliate links. No shaming if you're not. It's totally okay. There are so many hours that go into creating these videos for you, and I really make very little to no money on these, and so using those affiliate links is just super helpful, and I so appreciate it. So I'm showing you a few of the brand new stamp sets that I got from Studio Calico, and I will link those up for you below, and some of the other ones that I have that I will be using today, or that I'm at least planning on using today for this planner layout. And I will also be using a kit from the Planner, but she's a college student, and so she is studying abroad, so her shop is not currently open, so you cannot buy from her. Now, I purchased this little hexagon stamp set from Studio Calico, and I'm using a Prima chalk ink for the turquoise, my Versacolor for the orange, and Brilliance for the gold. They are all pigment inks, so they don't bleed through or anything like that. And I bought that stamp set, and I was not planning on using the ampersand that is in the middle of that one stamp set. So you'll see me sort of work with that a little bit and a little bit, and I will talk you through how I'm using it. But I think actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my X-Acto knife, and I'm going to remove the ampersand, which probably seems really weird, but I don't want it there. I had been thinking it was just going to be the outline of the hexagon, which is what I wanted. So I'm hopeful that my little surgery on my stamp will go well. So you can see I'm just inking up the outside edge using the Brilliance ink pad because I wanted just the gold outline. It's a lot harder with the large ink pad. I will use it with the smaller Prima chalk ink and the Versacolor in a little bit. It's much easier to just get the outside with those smaller ink pads. So again, if you're only trying to ink up part of a stamp and you have smaller ink pads, use those first, or at least try those first. The chalk ink has a really creamy consistency, and I really do like them. I don't reach for them as often. I actually have a really wide variety of the colors. I prefer my Versacolors for some reason, but these are great, and they're very inexpensive, and they're fairly easy to get. Again, I will link you up down below where you can purchase those. So you can see I'm just doing a scattering of the hexagons at the top, and I'm trying a little bit of a different, not design, but kind of, like just a different sort of a scattering of these hexagons. I'm just thinking of this in terms of, instead of like having a decorative sticker covering an entire box. So look, I've covered an entire box with the stamps and a little bit of another one as well. So I could totally cover those with a sticker if I got overwhelmed with activities, but I don't really see that happening, so I think it'll all be really great. And it's always just so much fun to get inky, so I enjoy that very much. Now I'm just putting a little header right there. It's super cute, and I just love adding those little details that aren't necessary in the slightest bit, but they're really fun to have. Now I've added the little checkbox for my to-do list, and then I'm going to add a sticker. It's got that really fun little scalloped edge, and the pink is just really beautiful. It's kind of a blush color, and then I will write my activities. I'm also going to use just a cute little koala paper clip. I mean, it's just cute. I can't even help myself. I think that's from Sparkly Paper Company on Etsy. They're just adorable and really fun and stuff like that. Now this is a retired stamp set from Sweet Stamp Shop with the cards, and I'm using that to notate my son's, or not my son, my husband's poker game that he has once a month, and so I'm just going to ink that up with that same chalk ink and then write the details right there. So while my Monday is not full of activities, the date is actually full since I covered up most of the top box with those stamps. But like I said already, I could completely just use a sticker to fill in an activity if I needed to at the top, and it would be no big deal at all. Now I will go ahead and I will move on to Tuesday, and first I'm going to ink up that little checklist with my orange Versacolor. And side note, you can see that little case where I keep all of my small planner inks. that and my black VersaFine that's large, and then this gold Brilliance that I'm using today are the majority of what I use on a very regular basis for my planners. So you do not need a huge variety of inks, and quite frankly, some of these I don't even ever use. So I could probably take 3 or 4 of these out because I can't think of a time I've ever used them, and I'd be all set. Now you can see right there I just stamped a tennis ball that was from the Studio Calico, that little sports set that they have. They don't have a baseball, but using the tennis ball is fine. At first glance, it looks close enough, and it's really not that big of a deal. The only thing that it's missing is the stitching, so it's not the end of the world that it doesn't have that, but the set itself is really great, despite the fact that it does not have the baseball. So I'm just using it anyway, and it doesn't really bother me at all. Now I used one of those peekaboo boxes from the Planner Junkie, some of my very favorite stickers. I love the texture, I love the colors, and the designs are just super, super functional, and I will have a code for you in the box below if you want to use those as well. Now here it is, one of my favorite stamps, that phone. It's awesome for like if you have, for me, I have a weekly conference call, and so that works out perfect. Like I can't even get over how perfect it is for me and my needs, and I'm sure that you could use that like, oh, call mom, call doctor, call whoever, and it's just awesome. Now there is one of the beautiful decorative ones from that Plangineer kit. That's really what sold me. Like when I saw this and I flipped through, I bought one of her, it was like not an oops kit, but it was just like a bundle of kits, and it was seriously super inexpensive because she was relocating abroad, and so I bought it, and I was just super excited about it. Anyway, layering together those 2 Planner Junkie stickers that you saw right there, and you'll see again, is one of my favorite techniques. I just love it. I think it ends up super cute yet incredibly functional and allows me to write all the details necessary for my son's baseball games, because lots of times they are in different places or they are at different fields or those kinds of things, and so I have lots of stuff that I need to notate sometimes for those, and that technique allows me lots and lots of room for writing all of those different little things down. Now you can see that I added another decorative box on Saturday, and that's because I don't even really have very many weekend plans, so why not fill up the weekend with something super cute and really, really pretty. And as I say to you almost every single week, if not every single week, if my planner looks good and I am inspired by it, I am so much more likely to refer back to it during the week and use it, which is just incredible, and it's such a great tool for me to make sure that I get all the things done, or at least if I don't get them done, they stay in my brain, if that makes sense. Like, oh yeah, I need to call the doctor. Okay, well I may keep putting it off, but at least it's always right there in the forefront of my mind. Now this is another Studio Calico stamp set that I picked up. I'm just inking it up with that chalk ink, and it's got that cute, adorable, fun little clipboard, and I could absolutely write like a specific activity, but for me, we have a field trip this day that I am chaperoning, and so it really works out great for me to add that detail right there. I really liked that a lot, and I can absolutely see myself using that a lot in the coming weeks for sure, because it's just a really good stamp. Now again, there's how I layer those 2 stickers together from the Planner Junkie. She has lots of different balls, footballs, you know, things like that. And obviously the baseballs are right up my alley. But layering those 2 stickers together, while it seems really basic, it's just incredibly functional and really works well for me. Now that stamp set from Studio Calico, it just has a bunch of different size boxes, and they're really cute, and a couple of them are things I've never seen before, including the one that I'm going to use on Friday morning. But first I am going to ink up the checklist using that gold Brilliance ink and then stamp it down. Now I'm not adding a to-do list for Thursday, and you're thinking, what? That's super bizarre. I have that field trip and I'll be gone all day, and then I have a baseball game immediately following that, so there is really no getting anything done on my to-do list. So see this box right here on Friday morning? I love it. It's super different. It's not like any other stamp that I have, and I really, really like that it's different, but I really like the design too. So it just works out really well. Now I'm not going to lie though, I think using the black pen with the orange ink, it totally makes me think of Halloween. So I'm going to have to think of something different in the future, because it just, all I can do is think of Halloween. Now I'm inking up the hexagons again to do a fun little spread of hexagons down in this bottom right hand corner. So if you'll recall, when I have the whole spread together, I have the hexagons in the upper left hand corner, and so it'll sort of tie the whole thing together when it's finished. So again, I'm just using the same 3 colors and the same 3 different hexagon stamps, the outline, which I'm just inking up the actual outline and not the ampersand in the middle, and then the solid hexagon, and then that little partial hexagon as well, so that I can just get all of the pieces together and create this really fun, nice cluster. Now I do have a plan for those open hexagons, and truth be told, if you want to know the truth, I could completely use this functionally as well. So I could write stuff inside those open hexagons. So you could say like 5:30 SHM game, and then in a third hexagon, so that would be 2 hexagons, and then in a third one, write, you know, the place. And it would really work out great. So I might have to try that in the coming weeks, because I think that is also a very good idea. Probably after I perform surgery on that stamp set. So hopefully I don't screw it up. Now you can see there's no real rhyme or reason to the way that I use the different stamps and use the different color inks. I really want it to be random and just different. So now look at this. This is this really adorable stamp set from Studio Calico, and I'm going to ink it up, and I'm going to use the tiny little shapes that are included. So there's little pumpkins and leaves and acorns, and I just love them. They're totally adorable. So I'm going to put those inside of the open hexagons. That's why I didn't want the ampersand. Not that there's anything wrong with the ampersand. I just have all of these ideas for an open ampersand. Or not an open ampersand, I'm sorry, hexagon. So now I'm going to do the same thing up in the upper left-hand corner with those cute little fall icons, as I'm going to just add those in those open hexagons right there. And it just really adds a fun decorative flair, yet it's not a big deal at all. It's very, very simple and very, very pretty. I like it very much. And that acorn, oh my gosh, it's totally adorable. So as you can see, I have filled those right up, and it's just decorative and it's cute, but it's not overwhelming at all. And I've managed to get all of the activities and appointments down that is necessary, so no problem there. Now, as you can see, I'm just inking up that last little fun quote that one of the Studio Calico stamp sets, "Smile, it's Friday." I mean, come on, right? Smile, it's Friday. It's awesome. So I love to add, you know, just different things throughout the weeks, and so that's really a fun choice. Now I'm going to add a couple of different strips of washi, and I will just trim those up using my X-Acto knife, but lots of people use the edge of a debit card or an old debit card or a gift card or something like that. So I'm just going to add the last little bit of the washi tape, and then I will do some stamping for my meal planning, and that's it. Thanks so much, guys, for stopping by. I really do appreciate you, and if you want to see any of the products that I use this week, you can click on the affiliate links below. Thanks so much, and make it a great day.